Hello, hello. Welcome again to another episode of Creative Minds. I'm Brian here with you guys as the host. So it's been a crazy week out here. Again, we're dealing with the current gas prices right now, the Ukraine Russia conflict war going on right now. It's been a crazy week. How you guys have been doing? Dry?
Yeah, it's been a very interesting week, Brian. A lot happening, gas prices, the war that's at its brink of basically going global, but, hopefully it doesn't go that far. The stock market, fluctuating, companies, breaking the stocks into two. But again, there's a lot that's happening, so I am happy to be here. It's a very interesting week, so looking forward to chat about it.
Glad to have you back, Gerard. Emilio, what's been going on, man?
Yeah, man, another week down, man, and yeah, man, definitely, man, all this war, is taking its toll, and we're just kind of weighing out the options of, what's to happen next, and then with the gas prices, of course, everybody's kind of going through a little bit, especially the people who are, you know, actually, living paycheck to paycheck too. So I know they feel it more, you know what I mean. So, yeah, it's just a matter of what's next, and how can we cover different areas to not fall back on whatever's happening right now.
Absolutely. We kind of want to get into what's going on, why these prices are going up. Is simply because, the sanctions are held on Russia right now. They're not able to export any of their oil, or anybody is able to purchase oil from their locations as well. So it's kind of affecting the entire market as well. So we're all feeling it, across the country. I think the average price of gas right now is about $4. That's kind of what it is in Arizona, kind of creeping up to five. Emilio, it's probably like $20 out there right now.
I mean, something the most I think I've seen was going as far as like $7. I think
Oh,
somewhere
okay.
somewhere in Hollywood, but that's as much as the highest I've seen. That's
Seven.
ridiculous already. Yeah.
It must be the Costco gas then.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, Costco is man. I go to Costco. I don't even want to look at the price, man. They just get it and let's be gone and wait for the next week to fill up again.
Uh,
Yeah. Now the only thing I'm fighting is traffic, trying to get in there and pump. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
You had the opportunity to travel. What's it like where you're at right now?
Yeah,
Mm.
traveling was definitely refreshing, work and family. And, where I am right now, I am in the East Coast. But when I look at the prices or the gas prices around here, it's very interesting that it's not really as high as one would see in California, right? It's in the $3 range. So
Mm.
I am very,
Mm.
very, very surprised as to that even areas in Tucson are really, really seeing high prices more than, the DC area or some of the areas within the Maryland or Baltimore area. But again, it's just interesting just to see how when prices affect, different regions, they experience the impact in different ways. So
Yeah, it's ridiculous how quickly stuff changed. I remember gas was like the least big thing on my mind, and then all of a sudden it was this. It just kind of evolved after everything.
right.
I heard a joke that, like, aliens are watching us right now, and it was like, man, they went from pandemic to war 3, now to a gas shortage, and all in one season. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like crazy how things have just
Yeah.
how the news has just changed. Um, but I have been watching kind of like what the presidential cabinet is talking about, making sure that we're trying to invest more into renewable energy. So this hopefully won't happen or is affect everybody as bad the next time that because I'm sure this is going to happen again, where prices will spike. Everybody's forced to comply because you
Yeah.
can't get around not buying gas. It doesn't matter if it goes up to $20. Like, you have to get around. I see a lot of people now. There are strong initiatives to do work from home. You know, prevent as much people from having to drive into work as possible. But some people's jobs you can't do that, and you got to kind of deal with the gas prices right now. So yeah. What do you guys think? Well, one of our next articles we wanted to talk about was like the electric infrastructure that's being processed in. What do you guys think that's going to help benefit whenever that does start? Drop.
Yeah, for me, the electrical infrastructure, I think one of the best things that we did on our end from the family side is to get an electric slash hybrid car.
Mm.
That definitely is worth quite a lot right now just because of the savings that we are making from the
Mm.
gas prices, right? I think this goes back just, addressing or talking to the audience that we always want to address here. It's really more about looking at some of those choices that will be important for you in the long run. You always want to look at ways of hopefully saving, that way you can invest, right? Because you don't want to invest something that if you lose then you are going to hurt, right? So it should be something that if you lose you can be like, oh well, and then you move on. Because the market is really tricky, it's volatile, so anything can be up now and tomorrow, even within a couple of hours, it's down and you're losing all your money. So it's just good to kind of like look at, you know, where to put your money. On the electric side, I think people really need to start looking at what are some of those choices that is
Yeah.
going to really help them, right? Should they go the electric ride? Should you start riding bicycles? Should you start even riding motorcycles? Or should you look for something that's alternative, right, to that, right? Should you even start investing in solar? So there are so many things that people need to be looking at just because of the changes in trends and everything that's going on.
Yeah, but I see a lot of change in the market right now, especially the stock market. You're seeing like all the Exxon, BP, all those prices are soaring right now.
Hmm.
Tesla's on a good run right now. Anything electric or hydrogen right now is kind of being pumped right now. So it's money being made, and so I would say do your research, invest in what you can, but just know that that market is coming up right now. And and just want to tie that into like you make a lot of money in those sectors. Also, the electric infrastructure, renewable energies, those things you can get like tax write-offs. So if you make your house solar, you can write that off. You can write off like you build a charging station inside of your house. You can write that off for your car. If you own an electric vehicle, again, that's something else you can write off to lower that those gains that you possibly made throughout the stock market as well. So just little tips, little things you can look for. Amelia, what do you think about the electric infrastructure right now?
Yeah, I think it's a funny thing that we talk about the electric infrastructure and the future of the electric world right now is how in the beginning of all the vehicles that were coming out more electric, some of them other than a Tesla was not really appealing to the people. So if you look at it in hindsight, like people would laugh at these type of cars and like, oh, look at that car, it looks funny. But now the joke is on everybody else. Everybody who has an electric car are the ones really laughing right now at this moment, But with the electric, I mean, it's the future. I've seen, even when in Tucson, Arizona, I've seen the put. I mean, how much the solar is out there. You know what I mean? Most of the houses, a high percentage of the houses have solar. Something I didn't understand at one point. I was like, damn, why do they have them so much? But coming to LA, you don't have it as much. But you go to like a Costco, they always, hey, do you have solar in your home? But I guess it goes over people's heads. You know what I mean? How much the capabilities you can that how much it can help you if you own a home.
Uh,
um, and then now and like you were talking about like how throughout the road now you see charging stations, even jobs that I've seen where you go to their like parking lot, they have charging stations. Now you go to a mall, they have charging stations. So and you know what the crazy part about it, these charging stations, is that they're right in the entrance. Now it's like not a regular car can park right in the front. Like now they're giving the the VIP treatment to these type of vehicles now. If you really look at it, like it might go over people's heads when they walk into or when they drive into the infrastructure of the parking lot. You know what I mean? But it's things that I've noticed. I've taken notes like, damn, like they getting VIP. You know what I mean, to park in the front. But that's very important, man. Like to change if it's something that you drive around so much. It's good to look into the electric or even trucks right now. Something that I might look into the future, nothing right now, but I just the way it's moving is crazy.
oh,
All this
absolutely.
electric stuff.
And Amelia, just like you were saying, like with how the cars used to look, I remember being like disgusted looking at like the Chevy Aveo. Like,
Yeah.
I'd never be caught dead driving that, you know.
The vote,
Yeah,
the Chevy. But okay, now another thing. I believe I heard. I'm not 100% sure, and you guys maybe correct me if I'm wrong. How even Volkswagen jumped into the electric, and I believe around the world they're like top two company in the world with electric stuff. You know what I mean? So you look at all these, companies. They're trying not to fall behind. Tesla, such a powerhouse, and what makes them the front, like the front runners of this is that they kept going nonstop. Like he believed in the product that he's bringing into the world. He's such a genius that he's seeing things ahead of time. With all the stuff that he's creating, the even the colleges that he put together to kind of look into that hyperloop, I think, believe it is, or something like that, for like the underground stuff. Man, he's just a game changer in all different types of aspects. You know what I mean? So when you look at this type of Teslas, you know, he just put everybody, hey, you know what? You gotta come up with your cars, but nothing could beat Tesla right now. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's crazy. Like I'm a big YouTube guy. You know, I'm always having to look at ads. But what I'm noticing is like aside from them advertising trucks, pretty much every car that's coming out by every major vehicle company has been like some type of electric, whether it be Mercedes, BMW, Hyundai is getting into it, Ford. You know, they had Joe Biden driving around on Ford during, I believe it was Super Bowl a couple years ago or last year. But yeah, all those different vehicles are evolving. I cannot tell you I haven't seen a straight gas powered vehicle being advertised in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the car. Look, this is the one I really want to see. Look, and everybody wants to see is that one right there. That cyber truck.
Yeah, yeah, Cybertruck. Yep,
That
yep.
cyber truck, man. When that come out, I mean, I've only seen him driving that around New York City. I think, like, on the camera and stuff like that. But that is gonna be a game changer, like I said. You know what I mean? So people are gonna want to, try to produce stuff like that. You know what I mean? I mean, they are already, but I mean, to the concept that he has, it. It seems like you could land this on the moon.
Yeah.
So, and
You
it's all
know,
electric.
yeah, just to piggyback on that, when on this topic of the electric infrastructure, one thing that a lot of people probably might not know is that SoftBank, that's one of the biggest VC funds, right? They run the biggest VC fund ever. It's $100 billion. Now, when you have a VC fund that has that deep of a pocket, it's that serious type of business if they have to invest in any startup or any business that is coming out there, and their focus is really more around technology, right? It's really more around any type of business that has to do with the next generation of technology. And the biggest investor in this fund, or the biggest contributor, is the Saudi Arabia fund. So again, tying this to the Saudi Arabian push in technology is because they know that the future is not really just all about selling gas and oil. That is going to that is a resource that is going to deplete at some point, and they know. So which is why they are at the forefront of technology. So electric is also in that direction. So anybody who doesn't believe in electrical infrastructure, they should really start thinking about it really deep and try to see where they could potentially, do some investments and try to put their, hard-earned money where they believe, you know, is going to reap them profits in the next couple of, years or maybe a century to come.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely, Dry. And just another thing, and we got to talk about like the different pieces, like going into electric vehicles. You also got like batteries and stuff like that. So the electric batteries that power these vehicles that allow vehicles to travel, 200, 300 miles, any direction. Those things are being heavily created right now and trying to, be improved upon. I think I told you about one of my favorite Chinese companies was Neo. Neo has their share of the market over in China, and
Yeah,
basically Neo they're not really concerned with like charging stations at their locations anywhere near China. What they do, they have basically hot battery swaps. They have these locations where you will drive your car to this place.
yeah,
Basically, you'll swap out your battery for a brand new battery, and that'll be acting as your basically you recharging your vehicle, and then you just go on about your business out there. And those are plenty of spots, and I've heard that they want to bring that type of tech to the U.S. But they have to, again, they have to set up the infrastructure for it,
Yeah.
but that's one of the things about the charging stations right now. I think it's maybe like a 20 or 30 minute charge, depending on where you're at, in order to get yourself back on the road. So that's kind of the only thing that kind of separates it, being totally replacing gasoline and fuel
Yeah.
stations is that little slowdown.
Right, and then Neo will be the equivalent of Tesla. But that,
Absolutely.
yeah, right.
Yep. Yep. Neo's the strongest. I think Tesla can get a little ground in China, but it's hard because they have a lot of.
It's gonna be.
China was
Yeah.
already kind of ahead of the game, going into this.
Yeah.
So, you guys, we're going to take a quick break. We kind of went on just a little extra. It seems like everything is flowing pretty well. So, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Stay with us. We'll come right back with another part of the subject. All right, guys, welcome back to Creative Minds for our third segment. So now we have had a lot of, kind of up and down news. We talked about gas prices and the electric infrastructure. We're also going to be talking a little bit about the stock market. I haven't had a big stock market topic in a while. So what's going on in the world right now? Amazon is having their first ever stock split right now. So if you're an owner of Amazon, Amazon typically around, 3,000 to $3,700. Right now, they're going to do a 20-to-1 stock split coming in June. And so, if you own at least one share, that's going to be broken up into 20 shares individually for yourself, and they'll be around $145 by the time the stock splits will happen. So, and Amazon, there's nothing bad about the company. They just want to get new investors in. A lot of people missed Amazon. Nobody knew it was going to blow up like it did. The same thing with Netflix. Those two companies came out of nowhere and took the market by, strongly. So, what do you guys think about these new developments? Draw, you want to go ahead?
Sure. I think it's a really good opportunity, right, for people to get into
Mm,
owning Amazon stock. But again, the little secret here is that um, people should have not waited up to now to
mm,
start buying Amazon, partially because there are ways of getting fractional shares right
mm,
now. So you don't necessarily have to buy the stock when it's at 3,000 or $4,000 with platforms like Robinhood, right? You can actually go in and buy fractional shares for any stock that you want to buy.
mm,
So this is something that people need to be aware of. So if there's any of our average listeners that we always want to address, when you want to buy a stock, if it's too high, then there are options that you should look at. But if you want to get a piece of Amazon or a piece of Google or any other stock out there that's really very, very expensive, or even if you're looking at cryptocurrency, you can actually buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can get fractional shares
mm.
for all of these, stocks or assets, that are out there. So you just need to do just a little bit of, research. Just know exactly what you're getting into and what you like. Otherwise, you can look around you, look at your household, look at the gas station where you always go by, look at what your kids are eating, what people around you are consuming. Those are tips, or those are ways, or for you to know exactly what is gonna be, a product that will last forever. So you just want to be aware of your surroundings and just be careful when you invest, and whenever you are feeling ready to put your money into something, just make sure it's something that you can live with, something that you would actually consume on a day-to-day basis. I think this is a good opportunity overall for people to get into it. But more so, Amazon is going to be able to get more investors to come in, which is a good thing for the company. But more so for our audience, it's an opportunity to get in, into getting some Amazon stock or some Google stock.
Now, absolutely, guys. And remember, during this time phrase from here to June, expect a lot of volatility with that stock because people will go, they're going to have some FOMO, it's the fear of missing out. They're going to get in early and hope that, because there's no guarantees it's going, even if it splits 20 to 1, there's no guarantee of what I just said. They're thinking about $145. That could possibly be the low end, that it could, be 200, 300 by the time it gets to that point. That's just an estimation. So
Right.
just kind of always do your research. Don't try to catch a falling knife, or catch something that's shooting up and saying, "Oh, I bought in at the perfect time."
Right.
Amelia, what do you think about this? Because I know you're a big person dealing with Amazon, so I know this.
Yeah. I mean, it's exciting, man, to see the splits like this. It's something that when I first began exploring like the market is something that I was already like hearing about Apple and Tesla doing the same thing. They did a 2 to 1 split, I believe it was.
Mhm.
Now at that time, I was like, man, what does this really mean? I started reading into it. So when I noticed that it used to cost, let's say $3,000, now it split it to two. It went to like lower than what it was. So I was able to like say to myself, you know what? Now as a newcomer, I'm probably capable of being owning to. I was capable of being able to own one share. So what that gives us is the promise of like, man, I could own a share of Amazon or whatever the case might be. They're doing it from a 1 to a 20 split. So that's exactly how Gerard said. Is like they want new investors to come in and come into the company, and that's a smart way to do it. Actually, that's a smart play in my eyes. And like I said, I'm still new. This I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. I'm still fairly new, learning the way. But for me to understand this thing, it's a very great opportunity. Like I said, now instead of getting a fractional share, you're able to reach to get one full share. You know what I mean? And like I said, when Tesla did it, like how you just said, don't go on the falling knife. I remember I put Tesla and getting a full share. It went down. I was like, man, what's going on? But I rode the wave. You know what I mean? I rode the wave with Tesla. But to understand that, I was happy. I was happy. I was like, man, I got one full share of Tesla. I got one full share of Apple. You know what I mean? So it's those type of things that as a newcomer, like man, just to understand, like you're able to own one share of it. I mean that's pretty cool to me, So right now it's the time to buy the dip. You know what I mean? Like what's going on, and it might go lower than what it is. Only time will tell. I know some of the people who are very like more deeply into it are probably saying that there's even you know what I mean? Like it's like what do you call that? Uh, uh, I just lost the word. Like like when everything is so low, like you know, uh, with the markets and stuff like that,
Mhm.
correcting itself. I think that's what
Yeah.
it is. Probably it's just correcting itself. The
Mhm.
market. Another thing we want to look at too, also that even with the stock splits too, and something a little bit off topic from that will be, I would say just the cryptocurrency. And with the bidding. Uh, Talking about what do you call it? We were just having this conversation on the last podcast. We were talking about uh, what was it?
What was it with the DeFi?
No, no, no. Like we hope that they don't like the government don't come and try to regulate
Oh,
regulations.
oh yeah, yeah, regulations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
regulations. So with him trying to do the regulations on that, it made a Bitcoin jump up, I believe, 8% just from
Right.
doing that, and I believe Ethereum it went 5% just from that. So what does that mean? It just means that right now is the time to get into it before all these things start moving and changing. And I believe we probably got about like how you said like another 6 months to actually even get into the crypto too before this
Absolutely.
thing started getting regulated. So just just dig into the information. All the information is out there. You know what I mean? It's not hard. I love, like you said, man, YouTube is dope, man. YouTube taught me how to do Amazon. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
as we live in the now time with these type of things that's at our disposal, and there's things that I still have to learn. still things that I want to learn. It just might be a little bit slower, might go a little bit fast in certain things, but as long as we all get there, just fight for what you believe in, and that's it. Just
Right.
hop into whatever it is that is gonna take you somewhere.
And we're buying with Amazon. And I'm really trying to praise Amazon because I like it. It's such a unique company. You get so many things just buying into Amazon stock. Amazon is so diversified. They're an entertainment company for one. They deliver whatever type of personal good that you need to your house. Uh, they have multiple places that you can go and get same day delivery. They're also delivering medical supplies now, prescriptions, all these different things. And they're even going into space. Like
Yeah.
it's so many like different things that you're gonna buy once you have a piece of Amazon stock. So many different ideas. Jeff Bezos, whatever the thing that he built was so unique. It really took the market by storm.
Yeah.
Uh, draw, you back in? Okay, I think Gerard is having a little technical difficulty, but we're gonna move into the next little segment. We also have another important stock split, which is gonna be Google. Google's alphabet on the stock exchange, as well as that. Google is literally in everything. Google is in your inside of your home. Your any smart device is going to be tied to Google. So that's going to be a company that's finally doing a stock split. Think of that as one of the largest tech companies on this earth, aside from Microsoft and Apple. That's number three right there. So basically, when you think of Google, that's your government. Basically, I know they built it. Watching everything.
Or at least they seen it in the beginning and just jumped on board and say, hold on, let me
Yeah,
get a piece of the action and let me show you a couple things that we're ahead of.
like when you think of Google, that's like the internet right there. That's everything in it. So that's going to be a major company that everybody can get into, and it's going to be at an affordable price. I think Google's around like $2,000 most of the time. Very volatile, of course, but it's doing the same thing, splitting kind of around June. So that's when that stock split is going to take place. Um, Millie, Millie, do you have anything you want to say about Google before we move to our question?
No, not really. Just to go. I mean, the same thing as Amazon, Google. Just if you get a chance, just hop into like Google or Amazon, Tesla, or Apple. Just get something out of it. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Yeah.
Millie, I don't see our question here. I wonder if you can see it on our screen, but
Got you right here.
okay. So we got our question of should I buy stocks or cryptocurrency during this war conflict? Millie, you want to tag this up?
Yeah, I mean, basically, same thing we're talking about. Well, first and foremost, just do your research. You know what I mean? We're not financial advisors. You know what I mean? I speak on behalf of myself and what I believe in. You know what I mean? And what some of the stuff I've done. But I would say, and during the war, something that's very important that I've looked into that throughout war, and the market in the stock market has gone up and down.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It will crash, it will come back. You know what I mean? But the whole thing about it is the trajectory of it is that it comes back. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So if it comes back now, if it's at $200 and as coming back and it reaches a level of 50, you might as well buy it at 50. So by the time it corrects itself and comes back to 200, you have that in between. I mean, but like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but that's just one of the things with the war now. The difference between the stocks, and this for you to understand this, for the question is the difference between a stock and your cryptocurrency is that right now it's something that's been unprecedented where we have a cryptocurrency and a blockchain and everything that's so fairly new. So right now we're looking at how it's gonna hold during this type of wartime. You know what I mean? And this is the most serious wartime that we've seen with cryptocurrency involved. You know what I mean? So we're looking at it right now, and I'm sure everybody's gonna learn from this later on down the line if anything were to happen with wars, because war is always going to happen. It's inevitable. You know what I mean? Especially with countries being involved, and you know what I mean. But to say which one you should buy, it all depends on you. You know what I mean? What you feel comfortable with, how much you want to lose, how much you want to win. It depends on you, honestly. You know, uh, just go with whatever your gut tells you. But if you don't want to just do one, do both. You know what I mean? So it's up to you. And anything that you might question for any of our new viewers, go ahead and check out our other episodes where we kind of kick into like different aspects of the cryptocurrency and the different stocks, to kind of give you an idea if you're fairly new to this game.
Absolutely, Miller. You couldn't have said it better myself. Still invest in these stocks. There's a market making money somewhere inside of the stock market as well. And then cryptocurrency, just the first test for everybody. Literally, we've never had any type of conflict or anything like that going on while cryptocurrency was in play. But it's heavily being bought right now. The market's going up and down. So remember, all of these coins aren't going to be around forever. So you know, try your best to pick the ones that that make sense. Your trusted ones, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Crow. Don't careful of those mean coins during this. I swear I've seen a Putin coin, and it was $5. It was like people were talking. You know, can't wait to get a rug pull.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Just watch out for these type of coins and scams like this. So we kind
Yeah,
of lost Gerard tonight, you guys. So we're sorry about that. Just a little
yeah, yeah,
technical.
yeah. We know he's
Um,
out of town, so you know what I mean. Hopefully, everything, you know what I mean, with whatever, the internet and all that. But he's still with us right now. He's beside us somewhere. There you go,
yeah,
somewhere you see him.
yeah,
You know what I mean.
absolutely.
So
So you guys, we're gonna go ahead and close it up. Thank you again for liking, subscribing, commenting on everything. Draw, you're back.
yeah.
We're just doing the exit. You want to? I think we got him muted. Uh, Millie, I'm just gonna go to you. I think I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I know Gerard is going through those technical difficulties over there, and he'll be back strong again next week. And then hopefully we'll have something in store for you guys. Maybe next week we'll have a young lady, you know what I mean, coming out and speak to us about her company that has to they're involved with the cryptocurrency. So hopefully we'll have her on, and she's in Mexico also. So this is a platform where we can be from any part of the world and still kind of get together. Like Gerard having his technical difficulties, but he's in another different state. You know what I mean? In the East Coast. So I mean, but he's still on here. You know what I mean? So that's the beauty of this, that we're able to be anywhere and still be able to chat and do what we got to do. Thank you for all our viewers. Thank you for everybody who's came back in. Thank you for anybody who was first time is checking our podcast. We appreciate it. Appreciate the love, the comments, everything. Just please, man, go ahead and comment, subscribe, and just go ahead and pass it along to anybody you think that they can benefit, from this. Or even if they want to start their own channel and they want to see how they want to start it and could start it or begin or having ideas, get it from our show. I mean, we don't mind as long as you guys, you know what I mean?
yep, absolutely. Oh, I think Gerard might be a little muted, but so you guys, this is another episode of Creative Minds right here. So
Yeah.
another one back again. Come visit us next week. If you guys got any questions, hit us up in the comment section. Send us an email. Hit us up on social media. We're in all those places.
Yeah.
You guys have a good night. Be safe. Y'all take care. Bye.
Yep. Peace out.